Well, so you fucked around and now you're about to find out. What do I mean by this? I mean that you had a lot of time. You had so much time to build a business, to work on your physique, to develop your social skills, to really do personal development and get yourself to be the man that you wanted to be. You had so much time. The world was ripe. It was ripe for you. There was so much opportunity. There were so many businesses that you could have created. There was so much of an opportunity to create content on social media before it became saturated, right? There was so much of an opportunity to run Facebook ads, before they became so expensive. There was so much of an opportunity to work hard, to write books, to create things in this world, to even to go out there and learn as a man how to go and talk to women and to build your physique, man, to like, and for that to matter before, everybody, every influencer looked like. There was so much opportunity for you to do this, but what did you do? You fucked around. You're gonna find out, right? And so that's what I want to talk about today, is this finding out part of this and what you can do about this, right? Because look, if I'm being honest, I'm in the same boat, right? So did I take advantage of a lot of the opportunities that were presented to me in life so far? Yes, I did. I invested in real estate. I was able to build up a real estate empire. I built my businesses. I built my physique. I learned my way around women and had success in that area before everything went to where it is now. I created content on social media, and I was able to build businesses and build a following from that. However, I didn't do it to the degree that I should have if I would have realized that there was a timer on this, that I was going to run out of time and everything was going to change, right? And that's where we're at right now. We're sort of at this point in time, right? It's a very critical point in time where you fucked around and you're about to find out. Why are you about to find out? Well, AI is a huge part of this, right? Even before AI, right? If you just look at right now, I mean, hey, look at this channel. Look at the views. Look at the YouTube opportunity that's not there anymore. I'm not saying that it's not there at all, but what I'm saying is that the quality of the content, of the videos, the amount of people producing content, right? The TikToks, the Instagrams, the YouTube, the amount of stuff you have to do to stand out if you wanted to build a brand today, it's substantial. It's a lot, right? It's harder now. In the real estate, there were a lot of opportunities to buy, right? Even in Bitcoin, you could say as well, right? There were these opportunities that maybe you missed out on, right? Prices are really high in real estate market. Interest rates are high right now. It doesn't mean that I'm not even worried about that. But what I am worried about in the long term, to be honest with you, as much as I am still full on real estate investment, is the depopulation. That's going to be happening in the next generation or two. And AI and advances in technology, the whole economic system is going to be upturned. I don't know when this is going to occur, but it's probably going to be within the next 5 to 10 years that your job is going to become obsolete no matter who you are, right? I just saw, what prompted me was I saw a title of a video that said the end of programming as we know it. It's true. It's already here. It's already here, really. If you really, really look for it and you think about it, if you go and check out cursor.ai or cursor AI and you understand what's going on, then you can see that it doesn't mean that these things are going to completely disappear. There's not going to be any value created by humans, but we're headed down that path. And the stuff that you could get away with in the past, we were kind of on easy street, right? Especially if you're a software developer, you could have just, sandbagged it and made a ton of money. Even the business side. I mean, when I first started online and started building courses and content, it was so easy to make money. You just create some content, create an email list, send a few emails, and boom, you're making $20,000, $30,000 in a weekend, right? And I'm not saying scamming. I'm not saying scam at all. I created valuable courses and valuable content and helped people, and I still do. But my point is that things are changing rapidly, right? In the dating market, man, you don't even know how good you had it 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I mean, 10 years ago, and some of you guys are too young. Maybe you never even got the opportunity, and I understand that. But if you're 30, if you're 40, you had the opportunity. And man, do you know what the dating market was like 10 years ago? Do you know how easy it was for you to just walk into a bar and pick up a girl? Do you know how easy it was before the apps came out, before the dating apps came out? And now you better have photos on that dating app that are rating 8 out of 10. If you don't have that, you're just kind of screwed, right? It's harder. There's things you can't say. There's things you can't do anymore. They're not politically correct. They're not socially acceptable. Okay, I'm not saying that today you can't go out and you can't learn these skills and you can't learn to become successful with women as a man. But what I'm saying is that it's harder. It's harder now. Girls have OnlyFans accounts. They're making tons of money on that. A lot of attractive women know that they can monetize their attractiveness. It makes it much, much more difficult than it's ever been. And so, you might start to regret this time that you've wasted. I know I do. I know that even with everything that I've done, I should have been further ahead. than I am now, right? I should have not fucked around so many times, right? Even, with my physique, you guys can see it's coming back now because I'm doing 75 hard and I am dedicated to that. But man, how long did I fuck around? Like, how long did it take me to build the physique that I eventually did build? And if I would have spent a much more dedicated time to just focus on that without fucking around, without eating cheat meals and doing stupid stuff, right? And the same thing in business. If I would just focus on one thing and kept going on that thing without messing around and going out and partying some of the time and drinking alcohol and doing stupid stuff that didn't really serve me, that didn't really benefit me. If I would have done those things, I would have been further ahead. And again, this isn't to discourage you. It's not to shit on myself or shit on you. It's just to say that you fucked around and now you're about to find out, because you're about to find out. You're about to see, and maybe you're already seeing how much harder it's going to be. It's like, now's the point where you're actually taking shit seriously. Man, if you would have done that 5 years ago, if you would have done that 10 years ago, do you know how much easier it would have been? You know how much further you would have been, right? How much less competition you would have. But it's too late. You can't go back there. I can't go back there. We can't go back there. But what I'll say is this, and this is the thing that's important to understand, right? Because, man, I'm going to tell you, AI is going to slap you in the fucking face. It seriously is. It's going to shake up a ton of things. It already has, right? But when I see the rate at which it's advancing and I see the things that are happening, and when you think about what the future is going to be like don't mistake, don't kid yourself. Don't think that future is not going to come, because it will. Because you can already see what it's able to do, okay? And it's going to keep on advancing. And so that means that the job that you have right now, someone's going to be able to do it. AI is going to be able to do it. Or someone's going to be able to do it and 50 other jobs by controlling an AI or by directing an AI. So things are not going to stay the same. They're going to drastically change. And so this is your last wake-up call. This is it. You got maybe 3 years, maybe 5 years, 10 if you're really lucky. And the game is already harder than it was before. It's 10 times harder than it was 10 years ago, and it's going to keep on getting harder. And so you're going to have to keep on getting, you cannot fuck around anymore. There's no option for you to fuck around anymore, because, like I said, you're about to find out. And if you choose to fuck around right now, I'm telling you, this opportunity, this window that we've had, and that's the thing that, I think about this, is we've had this magical opportunity. We've had this magical window for probably the last 30 years where any person who put in the work, who put in the effort, any man could have become a multimillionaire, could have built successful businesses, right? Could have created a personal brand and content and dominated, like, just in any social media, in this 20 or 30 year span, right? As these things were coming about, even in the App Store, there were so many opportunities. When the Kindle Store came out, there were so many opportunities that came where your creative and your work and your effort could have produced massive results. There were so many opportunities in the dating market, in there, or to build yourself, or even, like I said about before, about building a physique and having it be phenomenal and matter. Whereas now, look, performance enhancing drugs are so simple to get. It's so easy for anyone to get those things. It still doesn't, it's still hard to build a good physique, but you've got a ton of drugs out there. You've got a ton of options out there now that make it so that even when you do, that the standards are so much higher. I remember, was it 10 or 15 years ago, what was considered a really crazy physique? I look at the muscle magazines and the guys on the men's fitness, and yeah, that was, there was movie stars that had, quote, six-pack abs, and they didn't really have six-pack abs, but that's what everyone thought was amazing. And so, again, this is not to discourage you. It's to encourage. It's to give you the perspective to realize that you probably only have one last chance at this. Really, I'm truly speaking to you, and I'm in the same boat, right? I mean, I've done well for myself, but I could have done better, and I want to do better, and I'm gonna make every second count, every minute of my time, every day that I have left before this AI countdown. I'm gonna build up what I can so that when this happens, I've got enough resources to ride it out. Because it's going to take some time before there's total changes in terms of the distribution of wealth and even the concept of private ownership. I think private ownership is not going to exist. It is not going to exist for very much longer in this world. You might think I'm extreme, you might think I'm crazy, but if you think this out, if you think this through about what is going to happen with AI, and when you have super intelligence where the AI is way smarter than humans, you can see that we'll probably live in some time of abundance. I agree with that, but private ownership is going to disappear. That means that idea of equity, of equalization, it's going to happen. because there's not going to be anything that's going to set you apart from anyone else that an AI can't do. At least not much. There might be some small things. I think we're going to eventually hit some kind of Victorian era where kind of like we're all aristocrats, and it's about just the social discussions and the parlors is going to be where people have their status. But it's not going to be about skills. It's not going to be about money. It's not going to be about those things. But in the interim, I will tell you that those things are going to be extremely important, right? You're going to want to have built up businesses. You're going to want to have built up assets. You're going to want to take advantage of the time that you still have left before the find out part comes. So I know this is not the most pleasant message. I get that. However, it's a true one. You know, I've run the scenarios. I've thought it forward and backward. And I don't, you know, to some degree, maybe I'm like, oh, what's the point? You know, I've thought about that. Like, is it really worth building a business at this point? Is it even worth investing in more real estate? Is it like, do these things even make sense knowing what's coming? And the answer is yes. They not only make sense, they are critical, because this is the last shot, the last opportunity that you're going to get on this earth, that anyone is going to get to become a self-made man, to build themselves. The whole game is going to change. And so now's the time, right? This message is for me as much as it's for you, right? That's all I can say about this, is that we fucked around. Now we're going to find out. And it's sad because, you know, again, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here, but I look at this and I'm like, man, if I would have saw this coming, if I would have known that this was coming, if I would have known that this gravy train was going to end, that these hard times, this winter is coming. Like I always talk about, the winter's coming. But if I would have really, really known this and seen what was going to come from this AI winter, it's just at our doorsteps, I would have probably done things a little bit differently. I would have probably taken things a little bit more seriously. I would have seen this golden decade that we've had, or 2 decades, as a lot more opportunity than I did, right? I would have played it differently. And you probably would have too. But now's the last chance. That's it. If you want some help, Bulldog Mindset membership, I talk about it every video, but seriously, this is the last bastion. This is the last chance here. And I want to help you. I want to help you to build these things in your life. I want to help you to become successful, to take advantage of this opportunity while you still can. There's still time, but you know, that's why I created these resources. They're going to be valuable to you. It's going to help you to be able to build up your business and your money, and to get your shit together, get your productivity on point, right? Get your mindset, like get these things in gear before they cease to matter and you don't have the opportunity. Okay, I'm not trying to scare you into getting the Bulldog Mindset membership. You can read books, you can do other things. You don't need the membership. But if you want my help, if you want a resource that's out there that's got over 200 videos that are helping you to take advantage of this time that you have left, that's a limited amount of time, it's a good investment for you. I'll see you tomorrow.